So a Best Buy drop is happening right now. It's like, come on, verify account. You're in line. Next, we'll verify your account and check available inventory. It says verify account, but nothing happens. And I even tried to X out before, then it said item unavailable, so I guess you kind of lose your place in line. That's a 3090 Founders Edition, which is at the original MSRP of $14.99. So you can see how fast I'm going here, but nothing is happening. Verify account. This is for a 3080 Ti EVGA for the 1.3 at the Best Buy drop. So it says you're in line. Next, we'll verify your account and check for available inventory. As you can see, it's just sort of spinning around. Nothing's really happening. Before, on the 3090, it did say verify account. I would click on it, nothing would happen. The button would just bounce up and down, and it wouldn't really initiate any communication with the server. So you X out of it, but then it says not available, so it's sold out. Very, very tricky. You got to be quick and be a little bit lucky with good cell reception or internet reception, depending where you are. So yesterday we had this Best Buy online Nvidia RTX GPU drop, and a lot of you did get GPUs that way, but as you can see, it's a very frustrating process. A lot of times it flat out doesn't work, but I uncovered a little secret tip that I mentioned last week, but I had another really good tip and a little trick that you can use that will definitely help you get a GPU a lot easier. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, Tiago with Classical Technology here. Stop now, smash that like button. That's what's going to get everything moving. That's how YouTube likes it. If you like news about GPUs, go ahead and smash the like button. Doesn't really cost anything. All right, so the subject for today, let's talk about the recent Best Buy drop. This happened yesterday. Now, to be notified of these type of drops, anytime I see it, like on my channel yesterday, I posted when it was going on. Some of you were actually lucky and able to get a GPU. You can also follow various notification drops. They have them on Twitter, on Discord, pretty common knowledge here and there. Now, the way that Best Buy is doing these drops, certainly it's a little bit interesting. It says add to cart, or sometimes, more information or something like that. When you click on it, it'll say verifying account, and it's going to take you through that long process. Sometimes if you do get a GPU, it's sort of, going to be a little faster, but you never really know if you're going to get one or not. Don't get happy when you add it to cart and it says verifying account, because chances are it can loop and stay there. It can literally loop and stay there for hours, like it happened to a lot of people. I wanted to check out the upgrades that they've made to their system for GPU drops, because since the initial GPU drops last year, certainly there have been a lot of changes, and I guess this new system is to deter bots and other, scrupulous behavior from happening, and it's supposed to allow, the regular user to be able to get a chance to get a GPU, while they may not want to wait in line, for hours, as we've had on previous Best Buy in-person drops. This certainly makes it a little bit easier for certain people to get it and not have to compete with bots. Still, the process is very, very tricky. Depending on the GPU, it may be in stock a little bit longer. Like some of the more expensive 3080 Ti's I saw were in stock much longer, but if it's a really good GPU, maybe even some 3090s that are expensive, those went pretty quickly, as well as some of the 3060 Ti's, 3070s, 3080s, all of those, even being LHR, certainly seem to have gone pretty quickly. So it's very frustrating process. A lot of people feel like they never really get a chance at getting the GPU. That's because the system, while it's trying its best to prevent bots and different issues like that, it's not really transparent or not as to how many GPUs are in stock, or if it's even in line to get a GPU, or if you're just there waiting for something that's already out of stock. Most of the time, when sort of that verification process or the waiting in line would finish, you would just find out that the GPU sold out and it's out of stock. So what exactly are you waiting in line for? Doesn't really make too much sense. It's a little bit of like a hit or miss. While some people got lucky, a lot didn't, and it's certainly very frustrating, and it's still not really very different than the initial release of the RTX 3080, which started this entire out of stock, add to cart, not available type of phenomenon that we've seen ever since these GPU shortages became a thing. So it'd be nice if the Best Buy system at least, communicated a little bit better to the buyer what's going on, because if you said that you're waiting in line, it should at least give you some type of probability or something that you can get a GPU. While a lot of people may be waiting for a certain GPU that's already out of stock because their system is refreshing, and they may miss another GPU. Because remember, you're not waiting in line for just one item. There's not an item called graphics card or GPU or a generic item. There are literally dozens, maybe even hundreds of models of GPUs that could be up for sale at any given time. You may be waiting for a 3070 Ti, but there might be a 3080 that shows up in stock. So it'd be nicer to see that. Maybe you might change your mind or downgrade to a 3060 Ti that's available instead of waiting for a 3070 that's going to be out of stock and you'll never get it. So it'd be nice if Best Buy could at least make the system a little bit more transparent, because it certainly does frustrate a lot of people. So this brings us to our next point, a little bit easier way to get these GPUs, as all of them are online, especially from Best Buy. Other stores really don't have drops. There are micro centers that do have stock of certain GPUs, but not as many people have those as you would, have a Best Buy. A lot more people have those in their vicinity. Now, there are other places to get GPUs. Amazon is difficult because of the bots, even with the stock drops. The Newegg Shuffle, sometimes you can get something good, but it's often bundled with certain items that people don't really want, like maybe motherboards or power supplies that people don't need. There's B&H Photo. Once in a while, they'll have some GPUs, mostly some of the AMD GPUs that it appears everybody else has in stock already anyway. So last week, I shared that bit of information on the Best Buy app and how you can see a GPU local to you. And I have a little more information as, regards to that. So basically, you would check in your app, you would toggle, it has to be on the Best Buy app, on the iPhone or Android, they both work. So you would have to put in, graphics card or search for the GPU that you want. And then you have to select the store that is local to you or the store that you want to check. You toggle that stock button on the upper left on and off. And then even though it's going to say out of stock and not available, it may show a GPU in sort of your local store. The idea here is, and what I recently came to find out, those items are things that were bought previously on online drops or through the online Best Buy system, but for some reason or other were canceled. Maybe the buyer never wanted it. Maybe they had, a buyer's remorse and canceled the order. Now that Best Buy got that graphics card shipped to the store and they have to figure something out with it. Maybe they haven't had time yet, or they prefer to keep it in the back and have this sort of workaround system because they know if it came in stock immediately on the shelves, it's going to sell out extremely quickly anyway. So who knows their exact reasoning why they put it in the back and they don't put it out on the shelves. But since it was technically an online order, kind of makes sense for them to keep it separate, especially if it was canceled. Like I said, there are various reasons why these orders can be canceled. People can just, give up and not want to pick it up at all. Maybe they'll get a refund. Maybe it's not the GPU that they wanted, or they found something else. In some cases, I think Best Buy will cancel the order of accounts that they think aren't, correct. Maybe it's bots or something like that. So Best Buy has had a lot of these drops. So it makes sense that some of them that get shipped to the store may not be picked up. And this entire scenario certainly making a little bit more sense now. And that just means that sometimes these wayward items can be bought by somebody who's looking for it and didn't necessarily have to buy it sort of in an online drop or buy it online. So that's why you may get lucky in the store. And that's why I tell people, go check the store, check my previous videos from last week if you want to know exactly what to do and the things that have happened. If you read the comments, many people have been able to get the graphics cards using this method. And of course, sometimes people won't be able to get it. Maybe the system didn't update in time and the graphics cards sold quickly. These are very high in demand. Even Best Buy knows that. They have high demand items written on the pages of these GPUs. So that can be a little bit hit or miss. It's certainly not guaranteed, but it's worth a try, because the other methods at getting a GPU, you're going to have to pay considerably more than MSRP on the secondhand market and your friendly neighborhood scalper or something like that. And or you're going to have to get lucky with one of these drops, which is, as we've seen, very difficult to get at times, even if you're there trying to refresh and get in line. In a lot of cases, you are just going to end up with a lot of frustration. The system's not very transparent. You don't know if it's actually in stock or not, or you're wasting your time on a particular GPU when you could be going for something else. So these are all things to keep in mind. The online drops, while it's nice that some GPUs come out, very frustrating for most users, but there's that little workaround. If you live near a Best Buy that happens to get one of these canceled or returned items, you can check out my previous videos, see the exact method like I mentioned before, and you may get lucky and be able to get the actual GPU you want, or at least close enough at an MSRP price that's reasonable and from a source like Best Buy, so you don't have to meet sketchy people online or anything like that and often overpay. Alright guys, so remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you like videos like this. Always posting content on graphics cards, PC hardware, PC news, how to do certain builds. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. It says verify account, but nothing happens. And I even tried to X out before, then it said item unavailable, so I guess you kind of lose your place in line. How fast I'm going here, but nothing is happening. Verify account.